Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have done something of a binge on the B-movie list here. And what I came across was a little film called Decampitated, released in 1998. And that was the year I graduated high school. But so this film is almost, what is it, 20 years old. But Decampitated is a mixture of camping and decapitation. And it only gets worse from there. This is it's a horror movie designed to make fun of bad horror movies. And there's a motorcycle. Really? And the thing about this film is that whereas it is making fun of horror movies very successfully, the jokes don't land because the film is so poorly made. You could tell people that did this are kind of amateur, and I mean, it's like, you know, if my buddy had done this, I'd be like, good job, bro, you made a movie. It's actually a movie. But it's not of the quality, it doesn't have the right camera work. Some of the scenes are actually really well done. You could tell that these people know enough about what they're doing that if they had the budget, if they had the time, and if they had the resources, they could make a really good movie. That's just not what they've done in this case. So that's a thing. And I mean, there's sort of a never truly properly put together monster. There is either a transvestite or a transgender in this film. And I mean, really, I think somebody watched a horror movie, then watched a certain episode of Married with Children, and stuck them together to make this movie. So, again, not a good film by any means, but not terrible. I mean, I've seen a lot worse. However, don't go watching this movie thinking it's as Al Bundy would say, a Hooter movie, because it's not. It's not a sexy movie at all. It is a comedy that lacks the sexuality, which is kind of a problem given the fact that the horror movies it's spoofing are essentially Freudian horror films. They're films that express sexual angst and sexual frustration. So that is a thing. But I mean, you know, look, you get a couple of friends together, the girls don't want to get naked, and you want to make a movie. So what do? These little films, you know, I don't know where they fit into the spectrum. They're films that, unless they become cult films, unless they gain a following, meaning they have something good about them, there's nothing for you really to watch. They're an example so middle of the ground that, I mean, very forgettable. I'm not going to be able to watch scenes from this film in the future and say, oh yes, that's what this film is about. It's not going to happen for me. I'm just going to forget about it. I'm just trying to keep it in my memory for this review, and by the time I turn off that camera, I'm going to have forgotten this film. It's not memorable. Anyway, that's my opinion. I'd love to hear yours. Down in the comments below, I am Richard Leland Neal.